Hi guys, it's Best in Beauty time again, my favorites of the month, and actually the last month when I did this video, I did a fully focused lip favorites video. So if you're really interested in some great spring and summer lip picks, check out that video. I always like doing a good lip focused video every so often. I have some lip favorites in this video as well, but also just various makeup products, some new, some that I've had in my stash for a while that I'm just really excited about right now. And by the way, you guys, I have been up since 3 o'clock this morning. I have not gone back to bed. Every now and then, since Belle has really gotten into the teething hardcore, she'll like wake up maybe one time in the night, not every night, but sometimes she'll wake up and I'll go ahead and nurse her and she'll typically go right back down to bed. But today she just didn't feel like going back to bed. She wanted to stay up, so it was like a couple hours passed. I fed her again, and then after that time she went back down. So I am a little tired this morning, but I do have my coffee, so that's what's gonna save this whole situation. But I'm gonna start things off talking about a cheek product that has really been on the market for quite some time, and I've always viewed it as a bronzer, but not really one that I thought I'd like as a bronzer, and so I never really gravitated toward it until I've started using it as blush. And this is the Too Faced Pink Leopard Blushing Bronzer. So leopard print, everybody's gotta love that, right? I really have a thing for these bronzy type blushes, and in a swatch it's so deceiving. Like, I see that and I think maybe that's a highlight, you know, is that kind of like a soft taupe shade? You know, what's going on with that shade? But I really love it on the cheeks. It's soft, it's got a little bit of pink to it. As you can see, there are little spotty pink areas in there. But if you're getting a little more sun, or maybe you're self-tanning and your skin's starting to get a little more color to it, this type of a blush shade looks so healthy, so flattering. It does have kind of a satiny, slightly glowy finish to it. And along those same lines, another product, which I do have a full review on over on the Express channel, is the Balm Desert Bronzer Slash Blush from the Balm. This is another one of those things where it's kind of deceptive. You know, you look at it and you think, okay, typical run-of-the-mill bronzer, but it actually has such a soft, rosy tone that it takes on when it gets on your skin. That's why for me this doesn't look quite right as a contour, but it looks gorgeous as a blush and also really pretty as an eyeshadow. In my review I did a one shadow look with this, was really happy with the outcome. It has kind of a satiny finish. If you're familiar with Bahama Mama, that totally puts this product in its place. You know, you see the two side by side and you're like, oh, I get it now. This is a little bit lighter, warmer, Bahama Mama, cooler, deeper matte traditional bronzer. Balm Desert is really great as a blush or an eyeshadow. In comparison to the Pink Leopard shade here, it's a little deeper, there's more rose that comes out of it. This is a little more light and pinky. But probably not really surprising that I'm liking those kinds of shades. It is that time of year where all things bronze are really coming into play. Another face thing I want to talk about is this Rimmel Hide the Blemish concealer. It's a stick concealer. It looks very, you know, just old school stick concealer. It's in the shade light beige, and I assure you this is not like a typical dry concealer stick. It's actually super creamy, really easy to blend out. But what I especially love about this, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell on the swatch on my hand, it's got a little bit of a light peachy tone, but this just so happens to right now be like the absolute perfect shade for me to conceal with. And I'm not talking like especially brighten, but just completely hide something into my skin. It's like the perfect tone. And I think this happens a lot with like the favorite status of different face products. It's not like, you know, they stop being a favorite because you just stopped liking them for whatever reason month to month, but sometimes, you know, that particular tone ends up just being perfect for your skin. This is called Hide the Blemish, but it does say on here, effectively conceals spots, blemishes, under eye circles. It's just a nice little all-purpose use it anywhere type of stick. I used it around my nose, my under eye. I actually did hide 2 blemishes on my face. I got one on my chin and one in between my eyebrows, and I think it did a pretty good job with that. For eyes, I gotta tell you, I have been having just so much fun playing with my ColourPop eyeshadows lately and just doing different things with them, using them as like a pop on the lids, maybe down on the lower lash line, combining different shades. It's really been hard for me to hone in on, you know, just one or two and say, you know, these are my favorites, because I've been bouncing around with so many different shades. But what's really making them work for me is the thought of pairing them with various matte shadows that I like. So I've gone back to, you know, my Hard Candy birthday suit palette, my Sonia Kashuk matte palette, but a couple that I've really been reaching for most have been the Too Faced Natural Matte Palette, which this just is a great color selection. So basic here across the top. That Cashmere Bunny shade is just awesome. It looks like maybe that wouldn't even provide enough contrast in the crease, but it is such a great natural shadow crease shade. And just a warning for you though, if you have the Too Faced Natural Eye Palette, that's the one that's not fully matte, it's got some shimmer in there. When it was recently repackaged in this like metal style compact, they put this same row in there. And also this shade called Nudie is the same in that palette as well. So I'm not thrilled that there's that much repetition going on there, but at the same time, I love how basic, you know, that top row is. And then I love these down here. The Honey Butter and Chocolate Cookie shade, the warmth to those is so working for me for the different bronzy shades I'm liking all over the lid. And also Strapless, this rosy mauve color is of course right up my alley. And then if I want more of an overall burgundy twist to the entire matte aspect of my look, we're talking, you know, crease colors, maybe just above the crease, the Pure Minerals Soul Mattes palette. This is one I know I reviewed on the Express channel. It might have been, was it before Christmas time? These are stunningly pigmented. This shade here, this tan, is just so fun to work in with the burgundy colors. You might think of that as kind of an unlikely pairing, but they work awesome. Like to use this in the deepest part of your crease and then blend upward with that, it's great. But a couple of ColourPop shades that are kind of new to me that are also really just standing out to me as being fun to play with. One is called Shark Attack, and it's this gorgeous coral. Look at how that catches the light. So there's a swatch of that, and if you're not familiar with the ColourPop shadows, you know, they are a consistency all their own. They're almost a little bit mousse-like. You press down into them. At a light touch, you might just think, oh, that's a really pigmented powder, but when you really press into them or swirl into them, you can tell that there's a creamy consistency happening there as well. I love the way these set, so you don't have to feel the need to top them with anything. The staying power has been really awesome for me. So just to illustrate what I'm talking about with this look today, I used that Cashmere Bunny shade in the crease. I went up above it with a combo of both of these nice warm shades, and then all over the lid I used this color right here, Shark Attack, and it's just giving that fun, summery coral pop. Another crazy gorgeous ColourPop shade is this shade called Millionaire. Look at that. Bronzy goodness. I've swatched it out here so you can see more of the sparkle in this shade. It's gorgeous. This kind of shadow is a way for those of you who don't really like playing with color that much, but you want to jazz up your look. Take a neutral like this and just experiment with a different texture or finish, because this is so fun just dabbed right on the lid. And I literally dabbed these shades on my lid with my finger and then maybe blend back into the crease a little bit just so everything's looking kind of finished. Another eye product, so excited about this mascara. You may have seen my rave review on the Express channel, but CoverGirl Supersizer, love. I am really not a person who falls in love with new mascaras left and right, but I liked this from the first stroke onto my lashes. I could tell something awesome was happening here, and it's a cool design for the brush because it's actually flat on two sides. Like here, you see how flat that is, and then I turn it this way, you see the spiky bristles. But you put the flat side up against the base of your lashes, and it lays some product down, and then you kind of comb through with the longer bristled edge. I've been so pleasantly surprised with how great it looks just after one coat. That's really all I need. And what's really important about this too, it keeps the lashes feeling nice and soft and flexible, yet it also holds the curl. I have those straight, everybody do it with me, downward pointing lashes, and so I really like what this does for my eyes. And finally, just to wrap things up, a bunch of lip products that I'm enjoying right now. One of them, ColourPop Lippy Sticks. Right along with the ColourPop eyeshadows, I'm having fun with the Lippy Sticks as well. So again, there are so many shades and I've had so much fun experimenting. It's been hard to narrow it down to one favorite, but one kind of more basic shade that I find I'm reaching for when I just want a base color going on. Something that gives me kind of that neutral nude look all over the lips, matte finish, and then I can dress it up however I choose. And that is the shade called Cookie. So I will swatch this out for you here. It really looks great just on its own, you know. I mean, you can see how that's such a wearable color. It's not too tan, it's not too pink, but it's still definitely, I think, comes under the heading of nude for me. And it's matte without being drying, so I'm loving these. I also love just how skinny these are because you never really lose the precision with something like this. Next shade I'm going to mention, a little more rosy, a little less nude, but is the kind of shade that I think of working for like any professional setting. If you're a nurse, if you're a teacher, if you're whoever, I see this just looking so finished and really completes a look. And it's the Rimmel Kate Moss Lasting Finish in the black tube, so it's not in the matte line, but the number is 08. So there's that shade right there. I have gotten lots of use out of this. It does maintain that little bit of shine. You can kind of see it catching the light as I move my hand, but I think that is just so beautiful. Something I'm wearing in this video, I've been trying out all kinds of shades in the Makeup Forever plexiglass line. Like seriously, I've got the whole box of them. They were sent to me. I think I posted a picture on Instagram. I've been wondering, like, how am I gonna get all of these shades out there to everybody? How am I going to show everything? And I think what I'll do is probably on my blog just split it up by color family, sort of, and just periodically post some lip swatches on there. I think I did that with like the Milani Color Statement lipsticks quite a while back. But I'm really happy that I'm liking the formula and I'm loving the applicator with these. The first shade I pulled out of the box is actually one that I've worn quite a bit lately. It's the kind of shade I want to throw in my bag because I feel like it won't look off no matter what the rest of my makeup look or what my outfit is, and it's number 204. This is what I have on my lips today as well. I actually put this on over Cookie, but it's so opaque that really you're not seeing any Cookie through this. I almost think of it as like a soft red, but a little bit of neutral happening too. You know, it's not too bright. Look at this applicator. Instead of being like a rounded applicator, it's actually got kind of an edge to it. And it's an edge that makes it very easy to get a super defined look on the outside of your lip line. And this really comes in handy with the brighter, more bold shades. You can absolutely take it right out to the edge and feel like you're getting a line practically. And this shade was one I wanted to mention because I think if you wanted to splurge and get just one of these glosses, this is the kind of shade I think a person might wear over and over again because it's the kind of shade I'm wanting to wear all the time. It's enough color to light up the face, but not too much color to interfere with other aspects of your look. Also, just because it's summertime, I'm not saying goodbye to my berry shades. You guys, I am loving a good berry lip and a bronzy eye and face. These are a couple of the glazed lip paints that came out in the later collections. Remember there was that first round of glazed lip paints? I've got Tempt here. This was what I was wearing in my last video, and also this shade called Daring. The outer packaging here is very accurate, I think, to what these two shades are and kind of the differences between them. This one has a little more purple to it, cooler, lighter. This one has the potential to go very, very dark, and it almost has a little bit of a brick red thing going. If you were just going to get one of these, I would probably go for this shade called Tempt because there's such a range. You can lay this on very thick. This is very much characteristic of the OCC lip tars as well. You know, you can put them on thick and this can be dark as heck. It can be like that dark on your lips. But you can wear it a little softer like I was in the other video and it looks more like a berry. But you want to apply these with a lip brush. They do have the squeezy tube there, but I'm just going to swatch them out here for you. You can see as I shear this shade out, looking like a classic berry, right? And the staying power with these is so good. But then I lay a little more on. See how dark you can potentially make it? There's Daring. See, it's a little more purpley, mauve, still very wearable, but less of a classic berry and a little more purple thrown in. So that is my Best in Beauty video for the month of May. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will list all the products I mentioned below as well as everything I'm wearing on my face. Also, keep up with my Express channel. That's youtube.com/beautybroadcastx. Sometimes I hear from people on this channel who say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was missing out on all those reviews. Because I put several new quick reviews up every week on that channel. But thank you guys truly for taking time to watch. I really appreciate it. I love sharing my beauty finds with you, and I will see you again next time. Bye. makeup products that I am so, I have a little, this is one of those things. This is something where it was, frog in my throat.